Alright, this is Precalculus Chapter 3.3, Quadratic Functions and Their Properties. Let's get started. Alright, this is number 22. So we're going to have to graph the 2x squared plus 4. You want to start up with graphing y equals x squared. For number 34, the leading sign of the function is a positive and the a value is equal to 1. So we're going to have no change on the steepness of the parabola. So we're going to have no change on the steepness of the parabola, and this graph is going to open up. So here we are, we got the y equals to x squared. This is the parent function. So let's look at the coefficient of x squared. This is going to be steeper. Now you see that the y equals to 2x squared. It's going to be narrower and steeper than the parent function. Next, we're going to look at the k value, and this is going to be move up by 4 units. And this is how it's going to look if you move up by 4 units. So on the homework, I want you guys to show me the parent function and your answer. So two parabolas on the same graph. For number 24, let's start with the parent function, y equals to x squared. So let's take a look at x minus 3. You want to set it equal to 0 and solve for x. You got x equals to 3. That means that we're going to go right by 3 units. So this is how it's going to look. And next, we're going to move down by 10 units. And this is going to be my final graph. So just show me the parent function and your final graph. So number 26, there are several ways to graph this, but if we want to apply the transformations on it, we have to complete the square. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and write f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x and pull the -1 to the very right hand side. Next, you want to use the -6, which is the b value. You want to divide by 2 and then you square it, and that will be square of -3. This will be positive 9. So you want to insert positive 9 over here, and you want to put minus 9 over here. This is going to be a perfect square trinomial, and you want to combine the constants. So you can rewrite this as square of x minus 3 minus 10. And you're going to find out that this is basically the same equation as number 24. I'm borrowing the answer from number 24, and that's it. Let's complete the square for number 30. Start with the f of x equals to, I'm going to factor out the -2 from the first two terms. So I'm going to write it as -2 multiplied by positive x squared minus 3x, put a parentheses, leave a little space. I'm going to pull the positive 2 outside of the parentheses. Now I'm going to use the b value, which is -3. You want to divide it by 2 and you square it. This is going to equal to positive 9 over 4. So you want to insert positive 9 over 4 here, and outside, knowing that this is technically subtracting -2 times 9 over 4. So this is basically -9 over 2. So you want to add 9 over 2 outside of the parentheses. So let me put this in the vertex form. We got -2 multiplied by x minus 3 halves squared plus 13 over 2. Now I just erased all the work and put the vertex form on the side. This is your parent function. Negative, there's going to be a reflection. So your parabola is going to flip and then open towards the downward direction. The coefficient of 2, it's going to make it steeper. This red parabola is y equals to -2x squared. If you set the x minus 3 over 2 equals to 0, x is going to equal to positive 3 over 2, which means that we're going to move towards the right by 3 over 2 units. That's how it's going to look like in green. You're going to see that the parabola is getting moved towards the right by 3 over 2 units. Now let's take a look at the k value. This is going to go up by 6.5 units. So this is your final answer of your parabola. You can just go ahead and keep these two. Magnify this for you, and this is going to be your final graph. For number 34, the leading sign of the function is a positive and the a value is equal to 1. So we're going to have no change on the steepness of the parabola, and this graph is going to open up. So 34a, we're going to start with graphing. In order to graph, you want to find the vertex. So start with the x equals to negative b over 2a. So b value is negative 4, and the a value is 1. So this is going to give you x coordinate of the vertex equals to 2. In order to find the y coordinate, you want to plug in the x value into the original function. So f of 2 equals to y, and that equals to 2 squared minus 4 times 2, which equals to negative 4. So your vertex is located at 2 comma negative 4. And this is the parabola of the quadratic function. Because the leading sign is a positive, so the parabola opens up. So the axis of symmetry passing through the vertex, so you want to label as x equals to 2. So the x-intercepts can be found if you set the function equals to 0. So 0 equals to x squared minus 4x. If you factor the x, you got x times x minus 4. So which means that x equals to 0 and x equals to positive 4. And now you see the 2 points, x equals to 0 and x equals to 4. Those are x-intercepts. For the y-intercept, you can sub in 0 into x. So that will be 0 squared minus 4 times 0. So that equals to 0. So this is where your y-intercept is. Y equals to 0. For letter B, let's find a domain. Domain is going to be all real numbers. So you're going to put parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, positive infinity, close with a parenthesis. For the range is going to be everything above the y coordinate of the vertex. So it's going to be bracket, negative 4, comma, so you go positive infinity, close with the parenthesis. This part is where the graph is increasing. So we want to write a bracket, 2, comma, positive infinity, and the parenthesis. And this part is where the graph is decreasing. So we want to put parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, 2, and then a bracket. This is number 42, and this is the parent function of the quadratic function. The leading symbol is a positive, but the leading coefficient is a 4, so a value is greater than 1, so our parabola is going to be steeper. So here we are, we got a steeper U shape.
So letter A, let's go ahead and find the correct graph of the parabola. So start with x equals to negative b over 2a. B value is negative 2, and a value is positive 4. So you have positive 2 over 8, so that's going to be 1/4.
I'm going to go ahead and plug in the 1/4 into the original function.
So f of 1/4 is going to be the y coordinate of the vertex. It's going to be 4 times 1/4 squared minus 2 times 1/4 plus 1. The y coordinate is going to equal to 3/4.
So the vertex is 1/4, comma, 3/4. The axis of symmetry is going to be passing through the vertex, so you want to label it as x equals to 1/4. In order to find x-intercepts, you see that the parabola doesn't touch the x-axis. So you can say there is no x-intercept. For y-intercept, you can just go ahead and insert the 0 into x. So you got y equals to 0 minus 0 plus 1. Y equals to positive 1. So here you are, the y-intercept on the graph. For letter B, domain is all real numbers. So put the parentheses, negative infinity, comma, positive infinity. For range, it's going to be everything above the 3/4. That's the y coordinate of the vertex. So you can put bracket, 3/4, comma, positive infinity, parenthesis. For the increasing part, you got bracket, 1/4, comma, positive infinity, parenthesis. And this is the decreasing part, so you're going to put parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, 1/4, and a bracket. All right, number 50, we're going to write the quadratic function with the given graph. So first thing I want to look at is the vertex. So first thing I want to do is go ahead and erase the h and put in the x coordinate of the vertex. And then erase the k, put in the y coordinate of the vertex. Next, you see that there is a point provided that's on the parabola. You want to use that point, erase the x, and put in 0. Erase the f of x, that's basically y, so you're going to put in 5. What we're going to do first is to solve for the a value. So here we got 5 equals to a times square of negative 2 plus 1. Subtract 1 on both sides, so 4 is equal to 4a. Divided by 4 on both sides, a equals to 1. Now let's go ahead and erase all the work. And knowing that a equals to 1, insert the 1 into a. So make sure you keep the value of vertex. So put 2 here and 1 there. So this is going to be your quadratic function. Or you can multiply this out and write it in standard form, which is going to be x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 1. So f of x is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 5. So you can express your function in either form, the vertex form or the standard form. So for number 52, you see that the parabola is opening downward. So you're going to be expecting a value is going to be a negative. So let's go ahead and insert the values of the vertex, 2 here, 3 here. Insert the values of 0 and negative 1. So put 0 here and negative 1 here. And let's go ahead and solve for the a value. Negative 1 equals to a times square of negative 2 plus 3. Subtract 3 on both sides. Negative 4 is equal to 4a. Divided by 4 on both sides, a equals to negative 1. Erase all the work here. Insert the negative 1 into a. Make sure the values of vertex 2 and 3 are there. And this is going to be your quadratic function in vertex form. But you don't have to write 1, so this is how it actually looks in the vertex form. Or you can write this in standard form. F of x is equal to negative x squared plus 4x minus 1. If the leading coefficient is positive, you're going to have a minimum value.
So let's find the x-coordinate of the vertex. We're going to use negative b over 2a. So negative b is negative 8 over 2 times 4. This will be 8 over 8. That gives you 1.
Insert 1 into the x of the function.
You're going to get f of x, that's basically the y value, equals to 4 times 1 squared minus 8 times 1 plus 3. The y value is equal to 4 minus 8 plus 3. So the y value equals to negative 1.
And this is your minimum value. For number 60, so if the leading coefficient is a negative, so we're going to have a maximum value.
So the x-coordinate of the vertex is negative b over 2a equals to negative 8 over 2 times negative 2, which equals to negative 8 divided by negative 4, and that equals to 2.
So insert the 2 into the x into the function. So I get f of x equals to, that's going to be the y value of the vertex.
Negative 2 times 2 squared plus 8 times 2 plus 3. This is equal to negative 8 plus 16 plus 3.
So y equals to 11, and that's your maximum value. Alright, that's it for this lesson. Take care.